Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q3 FY22 results conference call of Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited, hosted by Kiran Advisors. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vastupal Shah from Kiran Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome Mr. Pandurang Dandavate, Director of Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited, Mr. Tanvi Auti, Managing Director of the company, and Mr. Rajesh Dhruv, General Manager, Finance and Accounts. Ms. Tanvi, over to you.
Thank you, Vastupal. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the conference call for the Q3 results of FY22. So, before going ahead, I would like to give a small brief about the company. Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited was established in 2003 by Mr. Pandurang Dandavate, and since then we have been working in 6 sectors, that is highways, bridges, tunnels, architecture, environmental, and the port sector. Bit by building our credentials, we increased our turnover, our profits, and in 2013 we got empaneled to work with the central government. And in 2018 we got listed on the BSE SME platform by raising 23 crores through an IPO. And in November 2021 we got migrated from the BSE SME main board from the BSE SME to the main board of BSE and listing on NSE as well. With 18 plus years of existence, we have completed over 155 projects. We have our presence across the length and breadth of the country, that is from Himachal Pradesh to Tamil Nadu in the north and south, and Gujarat to Manipur in the west and the east. We have completed more than 3,000 kilometers of work in all over the country. Our employee strength is close to 350. Which is a combination of private as well as government sector employees, youth as well as experienced employees. Our market share in the road infrastructure is close to 7%, and as on today, our unexecuted order book is 214 crores. I would now request Mr. Rajesh Sinha to give a brief on the financial highlights of Q3 FY22.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just giving the financial highlight of the 9 months ending on 31st March 2020, as well as the Q3 result. The company has made the total income for the financial year period 9 months 55 crore against the same period in the previous year 40 crore. There is an increase of 37% in the total income. At the same time, the EBITDA margin has improved drastically. Last year, in 9 months, there is a 9.53 crores against last year at the same period 1.69%. So there is a 4-fold increase in the EBITDA margin, and the profit after tax which has been recorded in the 9 months 22 is a 6 crore against the last year the same period was 2 crore loss. So the company has made the loss to profit in the current 9 month result. And at the same time, the Q3 result for the FY22 against the Q3 FY21, the company has made the total income of 20.97 crores against the same period in last year 20.75 crores. So there is a minuscule increase of 1% in the revenue, but the EBITDA margin has increased from 2.92 crore against the 1.63 crore in the last period. So there is a 78% increase in the EBITDA margin. And the profit after tax is 1 crore against the last year was 2.33 crore loss. The company has made the loss to profit in the current financial year. So there is companies has achieved the pre-COVID era and try to improve its financial strength in the current 9 months and the Q3. This is for you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dandavate Pandurang, Chairman, Founder Director of the company. You have already heard the financial Hello. You have already heard the financial results from our CFO, which are quite encouraging and bringing the company and business to the pre-COVID era. What I can add to it is that you have all seen the budget of FY23, 22-23, which has given the highest allocation to the highway sector, that is for Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, rupees 2 lakh crore, which is highest ever in the history of the Indian budget. Over and above that, you are all aware that government has published one document, that is NIP, National Infrastructure Pipeline, and wherein also there is a provision of 20 lakh crore rupees, which is to be spent in 7 years, out of which the 4 years are gone and all remaining 3 years are there. Because of 2 years pandemic hit, the spending on the infra is on little bit on lower side. And what I can see broadly the numbers, 8 lakh crore rupees works are either completed or allotted out of 20 lakh. So now in remaining 3 years period, there is a spill of COVID period. So 12 lakh crore rupee work is to be completed or to be executed by Government of India for the highway sector only. It's a huge opportunity for entire industry, highway industry. And we are being a lead consultant, we are taking maximum shares of the business. Here also I would like to add that our client base has been shifted from Ministry of Road Transport Highways, that is mainly they were doing 2-lane or 4-lane roads, to the National Highway Authority of India. They are doing the 6-lane roads, access control roads and expressways. So all this has done the number improvement as well as quality improvement in the order book. Unexecuted order book, as you have seen the results, is about 215 crore, which is to be completed in next 3 to 4 years. And this 12 lakh crore infrastructure works are yet to be awarded at consultant level also and contractor level also. So very big opportunity is there for Dhruv to grow further. Over and above that, we also decided to change our strategy to work only in India to international level. Since last 1 year, we were trying to bid in the international market, but because of COVID, the results were very slow. We have put our bids at 6 or 7 countries, wherein the funding of ADB, that is Asian Development Bank, African Development Bank, or World Bank funding is there. And I am happy to announce that we have got first empanelment order last week only from the government of Cambodia, wherein we are expecting to get very good business in current future. This international bidding will help us to increase our EBITDA and profit margins like anything because of inflow in the dollar. And the I can say the payment structure is very good and the fee structure is better than the Indian market. So with this, I conclude this conference call for investors, and now I hand it over to the organizer.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Yashwanti Khedkar, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Sir. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. This is Yashwanti, an individual investor.
Yeah.
Congratulations for the set of numbers for your 9 months. That were really impressive. But
Thank you.
I just wanted to understand, like, what has gone wrong with our administrative expenses, which is little higher than the previous quarter, which has also taken a pressure on the margin.
Rajesh, can you answer this?
Ma'am, the administration expenses has gone up because of that there is a 37% increase in the revenue. So last year you can see that there is a 40 crore of revenue. At the same time, there is a 64 crore of revenue in 9 months. So the proportionately the increase in the administration expenses is advisable in that. There is a net increase in the expenditure in 18% against with the 37% increase in the revenue.
Yes, that is the thing. I'm just talking about the quarter which is passed by, where the revenue on a top line basis, it is almost in line with whatever was there for the second quarter. But then there is sudden increase in the administrative expenses.
Yeah, I can explain you then. If you can see that in the employee cost, there is a reduction in the cost. At the same time, we have given some job to on the back-to-back basis to some outside agency. So that the reason is that the professional fee has gone up. So that the reason that the other administration expenditure has gone up in the back.
So the professional fee has been included in the administrative expense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, and for the operating margin for the reported quarter was around almost 11%. But if you see it for the 9 months, it comes to 15%. So what can be the sustainable margin we can assume going forward for the quarter for full year FY22, and how sustainable margin you see for the FY23?
Sanjay sir. Hello.
I think it looks to be a forward statement. Can I answer, Vastupal?
No, sir, we can't. You can just give an idea in percentage terms how much we can grow.
Rajesh, in percentage terms, can you give the number?
Hello.
In percentage terms, can you answer the madam's question?
I can. So the EBITDA margin, what is currently we have achieved the 11% in the quarter 3. So we are able to maintain the same EBITDA margin in the next quarter as well as in the next year. And you can see that in the revenue side will be increased by 10 to 15% because we have an order book in the hand. So it will be served in the next 2.5 years.
I will explain in terms of the opportunities. It will give you the better answer.
Okay.
See what happened. This expenditure in the professional fee has been increased for the reason that we got the works in the second wave, wherein there were strong, strict restrictions on the travel. There was a travel ban all over India. We got the work in the northeast region, that is Meghalaya, Manipur, and I think Arunachal Pradesh, wherein there were no connections, and our team was working from the Mumbai. So we were forced to outsource the work to the local agencies. So obviously our administrative expenses and all other expenses gone up little bit. Part 1. Part 2, since now all this COVID effect is subsiding and almost getting over, and the things are normalizing in the life. So we are now operating the things at our own as we were doing in the pre-COVID era. So all the numbers should be better, I can say, because of the situation.
Okay, sir. So, like, what I wanted to understand is, like, for 9 months we had done very good margin of 15%. So, is the quarter 4 better? You can give. I don't want the exact number, but like.
No. I cannot
11%,
answer.
9 months 15%.
Yeah, I understand your question, but we don't know which variant is going to hit again. There might be a 4th wave which is already there in some European countries, so we cannot commit any number as on date because of this uncertain situation. Even today, there is a ban on everything.
Okay.
So we cannot commit considering this COVID situation. And we were not aware, or we were not at all prepared for the 3rd wave. The 3rd wave came and it has gone, subsided, effect was less. But again, there was a hit on the business for 30-35 days. So we are not aware in last 3 months what will happen. Already 45 days are gone, which are still under the impact of COVID-3 wave.
Okay. So our current order book is on 215. Any big project is likely to add to the current order book?
Definitely. Just I explained to you two things. One thing is that opportunities of that 12 lakh crore rupees. Second thing is that NHAI has come up with a bid capacity clause for consultants also. Previously, it was only for the contractor. Now, touchwood, this is applicable for NHAI works only. And for a company of like ours, there is a limitation of 40 works at a time to be taken, and we have only 12 or 13 works in hand. So we have the balanced bid capacity of almost 20-25 works. And our competitors in the industry, they have lost their balanced bid capacity because they have the order book of 70, 80 or 100 works. So unless they come down to down below 40, they cannot compete. So I am expecting a less competition for next 2-3 years for the big size projects. That is part 2. Part 3, we already empaneled for one Asian Development Bank funded project of at Cambodia, wherein we are expecting to get the business at the better rate. In international market, the fees are 2.5 more than the Indian market. Maybe a currency effect, maybe a distance criteria, maybe a stringent, you can say, expectation at the service level. So, obviously, expenditures will not be double or
triple. Disturbance. Okay. So the opportunity is big, and as you're saying that you are also bidding for the international project, and which is comparatively a better market. If I understand it correctly. Should I repeat my question?
To interrupt. There is a disturbance from the line of Mr. Rajesh. Let me just check.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So can I continue with my question, sir?
Yeah. Just I will complete. The free inflow of revenue is 2.5 to 3 times the Indian market, whereas expenditure is only increasing by 0.5, that is 1.5. So profit margins are much better in the international market. So we will prefer international market bidding for coming 2-3 years.
Okay. And what will be our international and domestic portfolio? I mean, the segmentation. How much contribution from the domestic?
As on date, it is 0 because just we got empanelment for first project in Cambodia, and we have to bid for the number and we have to get the work. So what I can guess, 20% of the revenue should come from international market after 2 years.
Okay, around 20-24%. Okay, sir. And so how stringent or how better the process is for getting this projects in the Cambodia and in the international market? Any legislative rules and anything, or our experience is it's a big bid for them?
Transparency is much better compared to our bureaucratic thing. Secondly, the revenues are in dollars. Obviously, that gives the good strength to the balance sheet. Number 3, nowadays, government has given lot of concessions for the companies who are migrating to the international market through FICCI, and a lot of forums are there. And we are taking advantage of that forum also. And fourth thing is that India is now leading in infrastructure, which is the surprising thing. People were coming to India for business. Now we are going outside India for the business. This is happening first time this is happening, particularly in a consultancy field. So what I can say, it's a better thing to happen on the company.
That's very nice, sir. And congratulations for the same. Yeah, I have 2-3 more questions. So what is our current debt? It is almost nil. So any new borrowings we need, working capital or any term loan we need to take because for the projects which we have in the hand?
Surely, but that is basically requirement is non-fund based because our fund-based requirement is taken care of by our inflows and little bit bank support. But we need major support from the debt side for the non-fund-based, that is bank guarantees. We have to pay the bank guarantees everywhere. Present, you can say banking limits are not sufficient, not in terms of CC or OD, but in terms of bank guarantee limits. Number one. Number two, our lead bank, our only bank since last 5-6 years is HDFC Bank, which is a private bank. Some of the government assignments are demanding bank guarantees from nationalized bank only. So we are planning to go for multiple banking with any nationalized bank in future.
Okay. So, and what would you like to say as our competitive advantage that differentiate us from our competitors?
That first I told you already that bid capacity clause introduced by NHAI. And because of that, the big players in the consultancy industry, they are out for next 2-3 years. That is one very big advantage, number one. Number two, since we got listed on the exchange, we are the only infra company in India in road sector who are listed on the main road, that is NSE and BSE. That is giving us advantage, very big advantage in terms of marks. Our works are allotted not on financial basis, our works are awarded on technical plus financial criteria. So we are now almost number 2 or 3 in India in terms of that marking system. Number 3, slowly we got our credentials built in last 3-4 years in spite of pandemic. Our technical score previously was 90-91 marks out of 100. Now we are touching to 95-96 marks. And 1 mark roughly carries 25 to 30 lakh rupees weightage in terms of money. So we will work at better margins in future, definitely because of our technical strength and our limited type of company.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it from my side, and wish you very well all the best for the coming period and your future for an MBA. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Participants who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Avinash from Profit Mart Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Pandurang. A very good set of numbers. And I think 9-month numbers have been much better than, my expectations also. So I think, after our discussion, I think numbers have been much better. So congratulations on that. My question to you, Pandurang ji, is what is the, situation on the working capital cycle? Because, this is one place where a lot of money is, choked up for a company like Dhruv Consultancy. So, for FY22, can we expect some improvement in the working capital days, especially so that we can save some cash flow, by having a better working capital cycle?
Definitely. It's a good question, sir. Two aspects of it. One is that regular inflow from the client, that is NHAI and MORC. Our client has shifted from MORC to NHAI. Previous last year, our 80% works were with the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways of India, that is Ministry, which were 2-lane roads or 4-lane roads. But that roads are implemented through the state agency, that is state PWD. So while certifying even our bills, there was a chain of junior engineer, deputy engineer, executive engineer, then accounts officer, then superintending engineer, then it was coming to the regional officer of MORC, that is Government of India Department. Then it was going to the payment for accounts pay and accounts office in the Fort Mumbai. So there was a, I can say, definite delay last year because of the nature of the client. 90 to 120 days was our bill certification period. Now it has drastically reduced to 60 days, which is good for the company. The reason our client is NHAI, and in NHAI, once we submit the bill, there is a circular in NHAI that bill has to be paid in 48 hours.
Okay.
So to submit the bill, we need 1 month performance, then 15 days preparation. So I am adding 15 days, considering holidays and busy schedules of the officers. But the certification is one window and payment is one window. So client change is there. that will increase our cash flows positively. Number two, we were stuck up in getting our income tax refunds due for March 20, which I am happy to announce that we got all that 5 crore sanction recently, and we are expecting that very big inflow in terms of cash flow for the company, which was blocked for more than 18 months. So that 5 crore is going to give me a big relief, and this NHI shifting from MOD to NHI. So in general, current year, last quarter, we will have better cash flow and definitely a positive cash inflow for next financial year.
Okay. Pandurangji, tell me one thing specifically. This 5 crores, which is a refund, which is you have got it, will this be accounted in the fourth quarter? I mean, fourth quarter, March quarter, will we be able to see this 5 crores recognized in the books, what was pending for a very long time?
Yeah, 1.5 crore already credited, and 3.5 crore we are expecting in first week of March.
Okay. And tell me one thing, you all had a preferential allotment of 40 lakh shares. So after this, what is going to be the post equity capital after all the dilution?
See, if you have seen our ballot notice and the disclosures given to the exchange websites, we are raising 40 lakh, we are raising 25 crore by diluting or creating extra equity of 40 lakh, as well as we are issuing warrants to the promoters to the extent of 9.22 lakh shares. So after considering effect of warrants and preferential share, total shareholders number will be increased by 50 lakh. So today we are 1.43. It will be almost 1.93 plus adding ESOP. It should be roughly, I can say, for calculation purpose, it should be 2 crore number of shares, and our holding shall be more than 55%.
Okay, so basically 20 crores should be the post equity capital after all that warrants and the proposed preferential allotment. And what is the warrant exercise price, if you can please tell us?
63 only, same.
Okay, so basically this money is going to come over the next 12 to 18 months, depending on when the promoters will contribute, right?
Correct.
Okay. One more thing, one last question, Pandurangji. I was seeing your numbers, you all are now, last year I think the revenue was 60 crores. Now you said you've got a order book of at least, 200 crores plus. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I want to understand that over the next 2 years, that is 23 and 24. Now hopefully if COVID goes away, everything is normal. Then what is your assessment? Can we see an exponential growth without putting a number? I know you will not give me guidance, but then in your sense, you are the main promoter, you are the main, growth driver for this company. In your assessment in 24, what do you think? What will be, the growth which you think? In very subjective terms, you can tell us. But I am seeing that now, everything looks okay. Normalcy has come back. So from a business standpoint of view, please give your comments.
Surely. See, first we have to see the growth engines which are available to us, which already we are attached to our vehicle. One is the international market bidding that I have already explained. Suppose I get the 20% of the market share, not 20% of, 20% of our order book from the international market. The profit margins are much better there. So definitely numbers should be better. Number one. Number two, we already diversified, which I have announced last year also. But we actually now diversified in the solid waste management area, wherein we are getting 1.5 or 2 crore rupee works from the A or B class municipalities. We got one work at Yavatmal, which is getting now completed. So it is just entry for Dhruv in that new diversified business. Also, we are expecting some business in solar sector in next 2 years. So adding these new verticals and international market bidding, and also the what I can say, the bid capacity clause of NHI, which is giving me better opportunities. I can say we will do much better in terms of percentage. We should almost triple in our size in all sense.
Okay. And just one question finally, Pandurangji. You mentioned that, for the current quarter, you had got a lot of work from Northeast. For that, you all did a lot of outsourcing. Now, this kind of project in future, hopefully Corona goes away.
Yeah.
Corona goes away, then what is the kind of kind of expense which you have in mind? Like, will you be sending your own engineer? Will you have your own team so that you can save some overheads? Because obviously this time there were a lot of travel restrictions. But going forward, can we expect that kind of effort from the company so that you all obviously make it more cost effective for you as far as Northeast is concerned?
Surely, we have now stopped outsourcing the works, and we are doing most of the things in-house. That is the purpose we purchase many of the softwares and equipment which previously we were outsourcing. Also, I have planned to purchase one instrument, namely it is network survey vehicle, costing about 6 to 7 crore rupees. Once that instruments come in company's direct control, there will be cost saving in terms of outsourcing. Number one, there will be increase in quality and level of service for the client from Dhruv side. Number two, and number three, it will also give additional business in the private sector. So definitely increase the financial position of the company is adding to the benefits.
Okay. Thank you, Pandurang. All the best for your company. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Sachin Dhoot, an individual investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Sachin, please go ahead.
Yes.
Everyone?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Long time since we met. Just one question. See, you said the sector is rosy, the future business potential for the company is rosy. So just one doubt I had, when all things are supposed to go so good in future. So in the last 1 year, I think one of the promoters, namely Prutha, offloaded some 4 lakh shares in the market, and that too at less than the IPO price and almost half of the IPO price. Yeah. And none of the promoters took those shares. So that is denting my confidence a bit in the company.
Yeah. Reason for that, she's the independent of the promoters now. She got married 1.5 years back. She's a doctor by profession, and she was working very hard in a COVID. And I can say she served the nation like anything. And she is doing her graduation MD anesthesia at D.Y. Patil College, Nerul. And she had to pay her annual fees of 35 lakh rupees, which was due for 2 years. And there was a final notice from the hospital and D.Y. Patil management that if the payment is not done, your doctorship will be cancelled or your services will be terminated. So she sold her shares to pay the fees, and that was her own decision. She is not anywhere in the company.
That was actually my query. When she sold the shares in the market at less than the IPO price, I think 25 and 30, between 25 and 30, now the promoters took it, and now the promoters are subscribing for the preferential allotment at 63 rupees per share. So that is my doubt. At that time, you people...
What is the doubt? I understand, sir, what is your doubt? Because that was her need. She fulfilled her need. She served to the nation.
Yeah.
She served to the nation. So she fulfilled her own need, because otherwise she would have lost her job, lost her MD opportunity. So it was her own decision. It is not a promoter's decision.
Okay.
It was my daughter before marriage. She is independent. She is Prutha Pushkar Kulkarni today.
Okay.
It is her own decision.
Achha.
It is independent India, na? I cannot force anyone.
That is okay, but then within the family, if somebody is offering the golden share...
Again, sir, I am repeating. She is married now. You try to understand the Hindu culture. Try to understand Hindu culture. She is married now.
Okay, fine.
She is my daughter, but now she is wife of someone else. She is daughter-in-law of someone else.
Fine.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Sachin?
Yeah, a bit. Thanks.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vastupal Shah for closing comments.
Thank you everyone for joining the conference call of Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited. If you have any further queries, you can write us at vastupal@careeradvisors.com. And once more, many thanks to management team and the participants. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Kiran Advisors, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.
Thank you.